I'm again doing another video. This is like my third video today, but I was like on a mission to get some videos knocked out. So, I wanted to show you how to make a over easy egg, or a top of your egg where it's kind of not, it's a runny egg still, but it's kind of white over the top, where you don't actually flip. So sunny side up maybe is the other terminology for it. I want to show you how to make an egg that's sunny side up, but not on a non-stick pan. There's so much yuck and stuff in Teflon and all those things now. I know they banned Teflon back in the 90s. I remember them talking about it. That was going to be all pots and pans weren't allowed to have certain chemicals in it. And then come 2000 and whatever it is, now they've renamed that same product and they've put it in our pans still, so we still have non-stick pans. So I just want to teach you how to make over easy eggs, or sunny side eggs, sunny side up eggs in a non-stick pan. I'm actually going to turn my phone around and kind of view it as I go, so that you can kind of see what I have. So I have eggs, of course. I have butter. I like Kerrygold butter because I think I like the taste of it. My cousin actually taught me how to do this, and he bought me some better quality pans that are surgical stainless steel, and so they don't seep all kinds of nasty stuff into your food, so they're the highest quality pans, some of the highest quality pans you can actually get. About maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago, I actually turned on my oven onto about 4.5 to 5 is what my temperature is. Mine goes from low to high, and then there's 2, 4, 6, 8 on my particular oven. I have my pan sitting on the oven and right now, or on the stove right now, and it is heating up. And so the big thing, super important thing to do is to be able to allow your pan to warm up. I'm going to turn the camera around. Pan sitting here, and I just took the lid off. I am going to put my butter inside. And now, can you hear that sizzling? That means it's too hot. That's one of the big signs to look for. Alright, I'm going to lift my pan off the stove, because if my butter gets burnt, it's not going to be so good. I'm going to change my angle here a little bit. Alright, I want to cool my pan down. See that bubbling? We don't want that. We want it to be cooler. So just lift up your pan if that happens. See, now it's starting to calm down, but I haven't burnt my butter. That's the most important thing. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to drop our eggs in, and we're going to kind of cut through that membrane part with a rubber scraper here, just to kind of make it a little easier to cook through. Then I am going to put my lid on, and I'm going to set my timer for about 2 minutes. It takes about 2 minutes. Okay, so we're about a minute and 35 seconds or so into this. I got 15 seconds left. So basically, it's sitting with the lid on, it's heating. I'm still on like 4, a little bit more than 4 on my burner. I'm doing this because we got to know how to make these things without using all the things for quick cooking and stuff, and start learning how to cook things more naturally and healthy. So if you can look and see how this egg looks, you can see how it's kind of, it's mostly white around the edges. I'm going to take just a little bit of water, and I'm going to dump it on the edge, and what's going to happen is it's going to start bubbling underneath my egg, and then I'm going to go around and lift my egg so that water kind of begins to create a steaming sensation. And see, all my eggs are completely loose now. I'm going to put my lid on. Now you can salt and pepper it if you want to. Not necessary. Eggs taste good if you get good eggs. And I'm just going to set the timer for another 1 minute. And I'm going to just let this cook. And when I lift the lid this next time, I should pretty much have white eggs, which would be the same as sunny side up. If you don't have to flip them over, I think sunny side up is just as good, as long as you get rid of that slimy part on the egg. Anyways, I'll be back in 45 seconds to show you the finished result. Okay, it's just about finished. Lifting my lid, you can see that there's maybe just a little tiny bit of slimy on there still. Not a whole lot. Usually it takes about, I don't know, it's probably about 2 minutes or so for the first initial one, and a minute or 2 minutes, just depends on the moment. I don't know why, sometimes it's a little bit different. But we're just going to let it cook just for a couple more seconds, and all I've done is just add a little tiny bit of water. You know, there's no calories in water. While we're doing that, I'm just going to show you, I use the Kerrygold butter. I like the Kerrygold. I think it tastes good. It's got a good flavor. It's a little bit more expensive than some, but I think it's good and tasty. So let's look one more time. It's just been a couple seconds. And pretty much we've got that looking like it needs to look. And you can see that how loose it is. And I can just take this in a non-stick pan and dump it straight on the pan. And you can see what's left in the bottom. Now there's just a little bit, right? But I always take just my water right afterwards. And I will just dump it in there. And then just real quickly, if you just kind of scrape around a little bit like this here, it loosens itself up. Then I'll just go dump this out in the sink. And I'll start the next batch. Now I know there's a way to do a whole bunch at one time, a bigger one. I have never done it. I've only done one kind of serving at a time. But this is to me the best way to do sunny side up egg without having a non-stick pan, not using a non-stick pan rather. And your eggs turn out perfectly. They slip right out of the pan, and easy peasy. So just wanted to share that. A lot of people don't know how to do that. They just use nonstick because it's too hard to figure it out the other way. So I just wanted to share a life practical to me to you. So if you like my eggs video, go ahead and share me, like me. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much for tuning in.